Hello, everyone, and welcome to your healing subscription for today. Merry Christmas for those of you who have celebrated, and I hope that you are recovering from all the eating. Usually, it's coming together of family and lots of eating. So, I hope you had a good time. So, today I checked in to see what we need to do, and we are working with the Book of Doors. I've got the cards here, and we're also working with the Wands of Horus cards. So the guidance I'm receiving is to do a spread or a layout to see what's going on, what the story is. This probably, let's call it the end of year reading to see where we're at after this year, and perhaps where we're going into the new year. And then the Wands of Horus cards I'm using on top of that as a balancing point, and I'll be doing the healing work on that. So for the recording, I will do the reading, and I'll see what else I'm going to include in the recording itself. But the rest of the healing will most likely happen behind the scenes. I've got this cards ready. They are all in place. I've done all the dowsing. I've done all the shuffling. And with the Book of Doors, we use this 8-sided die that we throw to get the cards. So I've done all of that, picked the cards. They're all laid out, and I've got the photos ready for you. So let's get going. I'm going to share screen, and we're going in. And here is our light code for today. The light code selection that I've used is the light code for Christmas. So this is one that I just released along with Pleiadian music. And this is just our Christmas light code. So find a moment to tune in, drop down into your breath, perhaps close your eyes for a moment, and just sense what's happening in your heart space. No judgment. Just feel what's there. Then become clear about what it is that you want for today's session. What would you like to heal? What would you like to receive? What would you like to let go of? What would you like to activate within your life? Now, when you feel that you know what all of those things are, then just allow your eyes to gently rest upon the light code and perhaps trace it with your eyes. No need to analyze or understand. There's no right or wrong, so it doesn't matter whether the direction changes for you. Perhaps you just are attracted to a specific point within the code, and that's okay. I like to trace it with my eyes going one direction and then another direction. Focus on what it is that you would like to receive. What would you like to let go of? What would you like to heal? And take as much time here as you need. You may pause the recording if you have to. Okay, let's see what's coming up in our reading. So I haven't done any analysis of the cards yet. I haven't done any analysis of what Wands of Horus cards are going there. So I'm doing all of this with you right now. So here is our spread. We're using the typical Wands of Horus spread. Not Wands of Horus, the Book of Doors. The top section is the spiritual section. Then we've got the mental body, emotional body, and then the physical body at the bottom. And then so these layers go down. And the left side, this side is the past, and the right is the future, with the bridge being here in the center, which is usually where we find ourselves right now. The top card is also usually an indication of where we are just energetically at the moment, or perhaps what your question is all about. And we're starting on a dark note. not so bad, but Unu-T 425, this is the second last card of the deck of the Book of Doors. And the House of Duat that we've got over here, this is the last one. Duat is the afterlife. This is the journey that we take through all the passages in the afterlife, going to the afterlife, which is usually quite a dangerous terrain. As you can see, there's serpents and snakes everywhere. However, even though there's serpents and snakes everywhere, that seems quite evil. You are also on the back of a serpent that's lighting the way and that's burning any negative energy away from you. This is sort of going through the last portal. It could indicate a dark night of the soul. So it could indicate that this last year that we've been going through was perhaps a bit of a tough one. I know from some of the readings and the works that I've done throughout this year, especially the last 6 months of the year has been really, really heavy for some people. The first 6 months of the year felt almost non-existent for most people, where there was a stasis or just a freeze. It just felt like everything was standing dead still. And when things started moving around July or so, it felt like everything was moving through molasses. So it felt like a low point. But the good news here is that Unu-T 425 or -5, this is really, usually indicates the lowest point of the cycle. So it can't get any lower than what it is now. So if you are sitting at rock bottom at the moment, don't panic. It's not going to get any worse. It means you are now at your lowest point. So we can only go up from here. And so it's not the best card to start with, but it is what it is. And perhaps it is an indication of where you are energetically at the moment, where you may feel like, oh my God, I don't think I can get any lower than this. Don't worry, we're not getting any lower. This is it. This is the bottom. We're going up from here. So then we're looking at how we used to use our mind or our mindset in the past and how it has served us and also how it's influencing us right now. We're staying in the underworld over here. So even though we are in the house of Ra, which is the god of light, we have Ausar or Osiris, and Osiris is the god of the underworld. So he oversees everybody in the realm of the dead. But Osiris is also about resurrection. And so with Osiris, the message or the lesson here is that we need to let go of attachments. And so perhaps the last year or 6 months, what you've been going through was slowly letting go of what no longer serves and slowly letting go of attachments that no longer is serving. It could be that somewhere along the way there may have been some mystical revelation that you have gone through, and this may be subtle or it may be quite in your face, however that may be. But this is what was happening on the mental level and what is still influencing or affecting us right now. Then our future guidance for the mind and how to think. This is actually a really good one. Tepi Aun is to do with the primordial gods. So these are the gods that came about in ancient Egypt before the other gods came out. So Kerhet is about initiation and also transmission of energy. So whether you see it as occult energy or metaphysical energy or quantum energy or multidimensional energy, whatever that may be, there's some form of initiation coming through this process that we've been going through, this sort of dark night of the soul that we've been going through, and this dip down and letting go of ego and attachments. And there's some transmission that you'll be receiving. You'll see that she's standing on water. Whenever there's water involved, it's a creative aspect, but it could also be an emotional aspect. And the serpents that are coiled around her, they have this infinity sign. These serpents are good serpents, so they are here to help with our balance and with where we are at. So it's part of that initiation process. You see that she's holding a finger up. That's your initiation. It's a secret initiation. So potentially something that's only for you, and no one else needs to know about this. Then we're looking at the emotional level. So this is how our emotions were affecting us in the past, and also how we used our emotions or our energy, and also how it's still affecting us at this stage. Now, Nefertum is sort of the child or the young lover, or yeah, he's sort of the young pharaoh or young king. And so that shows a form of maybe naivety, It could be a distillation of experiences. It could be about joy. Nefer in ancient Egyptian. So this little symbol over here, Nefer, is the symbol for beauty. So it could be that on some emotional level, there within all the turmoil, the darkness that you've experienced, there was some form of beauty. And this is an alchemical process that you went through to clear and burn away anything that no longer served. You can see these clouds that look almost like they are flames. This is part of that purification process and also the alchemical process that we're going through. Then the bridge, or the central card that we have, is Satet. And this is a continuation from Nefertum. So Satet is also about purification and about initiation. So she's taking this whole Kerhet story as well. From Kerhet with a finger in front of the mouth, you'll see that Satet is holding sort of the stars, the light from the stars that she's beaming down onto the waters. And so this is usually indicative of a new project, or it indicates that this is the right time for action. So where we've been in stasis the whole time before, where it felt like everything was moving slowly and it or didn't move at all, Satet is saying now, this is the time to move. This is time for action right now. This is the time where you need to send your energies out into the world. However that may look for you, you may not even know how you're going to do that. Just go with whatever comes naturally. It is now the time to put your energies out there. Now people need to see where you are, who you are, and what you're bringing to the table. This is our future guidance, and we have Sekhmet over here. Sekhmet is the goddess of war. So usually quite a strong power. That's the hieroglyph here, what looks like an arrow pointing down. That is the hieroglyph for Sekhem, and Sekhem means power. So this is about you stepping into your power, you stepping into your passion. So the flames that's all around here is all about your passion, and also your power. You'll see that we've got the coiled serpents. This is about your DNA, but it's also about healing. So Sekhmet, sorry, is even though she was the goddess of war, she was also very strongly related to or connected with healing. And so this is the time for you to really step into your own healing, and also claiming your own power. Now, what's interesting here is while I was throwing the die, I kept taking out the card that was sitting. I think the card was number 4 that I kept wanting to take out, which is the card just after Sekhmet, which is Bes. He's actually a good luck. What can we call him? God. He's one of the Babylonian gods that the Egyptians adopted. He's a little dwarf that lives under your bed. And so I kept taking the card out and going, no, 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 but it's Sekhmet. Now, then I go, no, no, no. I kept wanting to go to Bes. So I'm feeling that even though we've got Sekhmet over here as our future guidance, Bes is also coming in very strongly, because probably 2 or 3 times I kept wanting to take the card, and then I go, no, but it's not the right number. It's not the right number. And so I feel that Bes is also there in the background. And you could maybe see these little figures at the bottom dancing around as little miniature Bes characters dancing. So perhaps that's also an indication of that. Bes is all about happiness. It's about balance. It's about birthing something new, starting something new. And that'll tie in with our previous card that we had there of Satet. So yeah, just thought I'd bring that one in. Then coming to the physical level, this is how energy and our physical energy was used in the past. And this is Asthoreth. Now she's like the real warlike version, more warrior-like than what we had for Sekhmet. This is all about conquering your enemies. It could be about traveling, and it's usually traveling to your own advantage. There is quite a warlike quality here to Astoreth. So this is about conquering. And usually with conquering, there could be a bit dividing. So this is maybe that you were a little bit on the war path recently, or the last few months, or your patience levels were low, or you just felt like the world is stupid and I need to kill them all. It's quite an Asthoreth type quality to have over here. So this is how you used your energy before. It may not be the right way to use your energy now. So coming to our next point, now we're moving towards the direction of how we want to start living life and also where we are right now. So here we've got Apet, and Apet is the hippopotamus goddess, and on her back there's a crocodile. Now crocodiles are known for their ability to regenerate and heal. They don't get any infections ever. Another crocodile can cut them to pieces or bite them or whatever, and they can be in the dirtiest water. They will never get infection. So the immune system is super, super strong. And so in a way, there's that blessing here, that blessing of our strong immune system. Um, but that's one aspect of it. And Apet itself is about pregnancy and gestation. So again, this is sitting right underneath Satet. And and so this, if we take from the top card where we had that travels through the underworld and going through the dark night of soul, the card just underneath it, Satet, this is our bridge to where we are now. And then these two cards at the bottom will be like our basis where we are. In both of these cases, this is about birthing something new or gestation. So when it's in the gestation period, it's a quiet period. Now it's interesting because the next card is actually about the birth as well. So this three cards is all about birthing something new. So whatever you've been going through in the last 6 months, maybe even 12 months, it was about you birthing the new you, stepping into what it is that you're going to be putting out into the world in the days and years to come. So it's actually a really, really positive spread that we've got over here. Um, you'll see here that Apet is also holding on to the Ankh, which is the life, and the Chet, which is protection. So she's got the protection, and she's got the protection from the crocodile, that protection and healing quality over there. So there's a lot of protection and healing around. It may not appear like that. It may feel like it's really far away or you're not connected at all, but I can tell you that you are, and this is actually quite a good time to be around. We're not quite out of it yet, but we are still there. So this is the gestation period. Our next card down is Isis or Auset. And here Auset has already given birth to Horus sitting on her lap, but Set was running after her looking for Horus. He wanted to actually kill him. So she went to go hide in the reeds. So even though you're going through the birth, we are still in this dark patch. It is going to lift. Don't worry about that. But while you're going through this birthing process of birthing something new, you are also protected. So we've got the serpents coiled around, protecting Isis, and also we've got the reeds protecting her and Horus. So this indicates that you are protected. So where we are, you are right where you need to be. There's almost, I told my partner recently as well, there's almost like a sense of we need to lay low. It's almost like we are not supposed to be seen right now. So it's a quiet time of laying low. We will come out when the time is right. Some of us are needed on the front lines and have to be right in the face, but others can be quiet and will need to be quiet because we need to be protected here. So then our final card that we have is Bastet. And Bastet is the goddess of joy and celebration and love and all of those beautiful things. This is all about really stepping into a space of ease and joy. This is a time to celebrate. So this is a really, really good ending to the year and also just a way forward. So you can see how we're going from this almost dark side and warring side. So we've got here the travel and the death, and there is the naivety, but we still have this anger and rage. And as we sweep through the front, these are all really, really positive. So I am looking forward to what's coming for your healing and also for what it is that you wanted to manifest and bring through. So what I then did was I looked at the Wands of Horus cards and I dowsed through. I've got 28 cards. I dowsed through to see which of the 10 I needed, and then which of the 10 needed to go where in their placements. I didn't do any analysis. I tend to sort of look away while I'm dowsing, so I don't look at which cards I'm using. And the same when I'm putting them in their placements, I try to look as little as possible. So it's just basically like, where is the card, so I can check which position must they go. And then that way I don't get to influence them. And I'm going to do the analysis now while we're working together. So here's a layout that I have with the Wands of Horus cards stacked on top. So hoping that each of the cards will balance whatever needs to be balanced within the card itself and within the energy of the card. So let's have a look at the first one. So Unu-T 4-5 has the Divine Child on. Now, Divine Child would tie in with Nefertum that we've got over here. So there's almost like this quality of this naive joy and ease we're bringing in over the Unu-T 4-5. And so almost like we've struggled enough, and now we're going into the Divine Child. The Divine Child is held and nourished and looked after by his or her parents. So you've hit your rock bottom, and now just surrender to this. This is what I would say over here. Let's just surrender to where you are. Don't worry, you're not going to dive any deeper. Looking at the past card, Ausar, this is how our mind was used in the past. This is the Synchronicity card. And so the death and the release of attachments from the past, everything happened exactly the way they needed to. You'll see that with this, there's these circles that get smaller or bigger, however you want to see it. These are your portals or your doors, your windows that open, your windows of opportunity. And it may not seem like it, but these windows have opened and you have slid through them as you should have. So it's all okay. You are fine. Don't panic. Kerhet, which is our initiation and that new light and also that new birth, new beginnings, we have the divine masculine over here. So the male energy, this is about stepping into action. So she's saying, take the initiation that you're receiving, take the healing that you're receiving here, and actually do something with it. Do something with your gifts. Even if you think that no one is going to want to have your gift, if you don't put it out there, people won't know that it's there. If they don't know that it's there, no one's going to ask for it. So you need to put into action what it is that you are receiving, even if you feel that what you're receiving is not really good enough or no one's going to want to have it. Okay. And then this just translate this any way that it's going to see fit for where you are at. Then looking at the past emotional use, here we have the true name. The true name, or Ren, sitting over Nefertum, is again calling us to being in that state of innocence. You go back to who you were as a pure soul, back to new beginnings, clean slate. We let go and release. It's you and your true name. Your true name connects you directly to your soul. Satet, where we need to take our action and birth into this world what it is that we wanting to bring through, shining that light onto the planet. Here we have the awareness card. And so what this tells me is that you perhaps yourself are not quite yet aware of what it is that you're birthing into this world. And the awareness card is here to bring awareness to the fact that you're bringing something in, and also to make you aware of what it is that you're bringing in. So spend some time to sit quietly and contemplate what it is that's coming through in your life. What downloads are you receiving? What messages are you receiving? How is that related to where you are and where you're going? And it may not make full sense yet, but we are bringing the awareness onto that. Sekhmet, where she's saying, step into your power, step into your own healing. We've got the receive card over here. So this is all about receiving, being open to receive. You probably have put out a message to the world where you said, I need this, I want this. If you ask, you need to then step back and surrender into receiving. Too often we ask for something and then we push, 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 trying to get there. We need to trust that it's going to come. This could also be about offering. So the receive card could mean offering or gifting. So perhaps on some way or some level, you need to gift something to the world or to someone. Perhaps it is your activation that you're receiving. Perhaps it is whatever gift that you are bringing through, whether it's going to be to crochet or to do healing, or maybe it's just poetry that you're bringing through. Who knows what it is? You know, it's time for you to start gifting this to others in some way, shape, or form. And as you gift to others, you will also receive. Then our past card over here, where we had this warrior going through, let's saying, I want to just kill everyone. We have the Ba card. And Ba, if we look at from a yin-yang perspective, Ba relates to the yin aspect. So the quiet, nurturing, loving part. And so there's a call here to quiet the anger, quiet the rage, find the stillness, perhaps go into your breath. And I would say when you breathe, focus on the exhalation. So take a deep breath in and hold it, and then you exhale and hover there for a bit before you gently inhale and exhale. Release and relax into the exhalation. Pause before inhaling again. So finding that pause in the exhalation. I felt like I pushed all the air out of my lungs, and yet I was able to still speak a few sentences after that, and still pause and still speak another sentence after that. So it's amazing to think how we think we're exhaling everything when we're not. So find that point where you exhale, hold, perhaps exhale a little bit more. Don't panic, just ease into the exhalation. And then when you can come into your inhalation, just allow the air to stream in. No fighting, just allow it to stream in. And that will be your receive end as well. Then we've got Apet and we've got the Ankh on here. Remember, I actually pointed out the Ankh. I forgot that I had the Ankh on the cards. I've got them here next to me. And so we've got the Ankh here, which is life. And Apet, as I mentioned, is about birthing something new, birthing that new life. And now this life doesn't necessarily have to be a baby. It could be a new project. It could be anything new that you're birthing, a new idea, a new concept, perhaps a new job, whatever it is, there's something new that's coming here. I always find that the Ankh for me feels like it's really, really balanced. It feels really anchored. It feels like a grounding rod of sorts. It's putting your stake down and saying, I'm here, I'm claiming the space, I'm claiming my power, I'm claiming my life, and there's an openness at the same time. Then we've got our Auset, which is that protective, birthing quality and nurturing quality. Now we've got the Earth card over here. Generally, when the Earth card comes up, I see this as a priority point. So I'm going to be spending a little bit more time doing healing work on the Earth card. And so this is really where we want our focus to come to this point where we've arrived. Realize that you've already arrived. Be okay with that. Know that you're protected. Know that even if you were going through some dark or tough times, that you are okay. And perhaps remind yourself, look back over the last 6 months, look back over the last year. How was life? Did you feel safe? Did you feel supported? Did you feel nourished? Perhaps not, but look at where you are right now and realize when you look back, you were supported, you were nourished, and you are in the right place. Even if you were going through a tough time before, it is okay. You are okay. You are here. And then like you can't ask for anything better on this final card. The Nefertum card, even when it comes up in, I don't know if you can see it over here in the video, when Nefertum comes up in the Wands of Horus, in Book of Doors, I'm going to get confused between the two decks. the and I've had this one since 1994, this Book of Doors. This when Nefertum comes up, it normally means anything is possible, everything is possible, you getting your way. And so to have this on Bastet is just confirmation that we are stepping into a place of joy and celebration. You are stepping into a place where things are going to ease up a little bit. I have felt over the maybe the last 2-3 weeks, the energies, the heavy dense energies that we felt before, that attack and the heavy denseness, that has been lifting, and we are stepping into a space. There's this slight bit of, it may feel like anxiety, but if you really tune into it, it's actually a little bit of excitement in the air for something new that's coming. It could just be that we're coming to the end of the year and it's like, yay, this year is over with. But I do feel that just energetically, tuning into it, it does feel a lot lighter. Okay, so, oops. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do some healing work over the grid. I'm going to maybe just pause the recording in case there is anything else that I need to say after this. And then we'll chat in a second. So I was guided to draw 3 cards from the Soul Plan deck to see what our solution and our result and our outcome is for today's work. Also interesting thing, while I was doing the healing over the cards, which one was it, Sekhmet? I was working with the cards over, so I was using some of the other Wands of Horus cards over that. And when I got to the Sekhmet one, the one card just went flying out. So there's almost like there was a real big pop of energy. And it felt like a really good release over that one. So I'm going to quickly share screen again over here. There we go. So these are our cards. The first card is our opportunity. So this is the opportunity for today's healing session. The second card is the solution. This is your homework going to be. And then the last one is the result of you doing the homework. So the first card, the 20, this is all about expansion and flow. This is a polarity card. It's about peace and war, or war and peace. So I find it interesting that we had on the left side of our layout, it was a little bit warring and dark and all of that. This is all about that war. This is about that internal conflict as well. So it doesn't necessarily have to be external wars. It could be internal conflicts as well. This is a time for those internal conflicts to be resolved and to be cleared. I always see this card as the Explorer card. So instead of looking at something happening at you, see it, or to you, or whatever you want to call it, see it as an exploration and sort of become curious about it and go, I wonder what this is all about. Be inquisitive, ask questions. What is this about? What do I gain from this? What is the lesson here? Try and dig a little bit deeper behind all of those things to find what is sitting behind them. Our solution is going to be the homework. So this is the 7-7 card. 7-7 is all about networking and social skills. Now, it may be that you're not too keen on networking or mixing with people. I mean, if you're looking at that, we could be in a little bit of space where we don't really like humans all that much at this point. But the 7-7 is saying we need to actually get into integrating with that and mixing with the people. It could indicate that you need to step more into a sort of teacher role or leadership role. And however you're going to see that, it could just be like talking to someone in a shop or on public transport or whatever. It doesn't necessarily mean go stand in a classroom and teach. But this is really about stepping into your authenticity and into your truth and sharing that authenticity and truth with others. So there's going to be quite a bit of homework here. I will add that into the description below, so have a look at what's in there for the homework. There's also some crystals for that. And then the result that we have, this is going to be the result of doing the homework. This is the 5-5. And 5-5 is about, first and foremost, is being assertive or assertiveness. So I think when you step into your 7-7 quality of your authenticity, and you start setting boundaries, then you start becoming assertive as to what it is that you will accept in your life, what it is that you will not accept in your life. 5-5 is very strongly related or connected with the voice and with sound. And so start using your voice perhaps to start activating this. Sing, chant, tone. It is also about intuition and empathy, or like empathic abilities. And it could be about it's a visionary quality and a pioneering quality. So this could be about birthing something new as well. Downloading some new way of working, or yeah, being creative in how you approach life. So this is a very, very nice one. Also very, very strongly related and connected to the angelic realm. So perhaps start working with the angels, ask angels for help, guidance. And if you ask for help, always be sure to be open to receive. So that was a mouthful today. This is our session for today. So it's on your side, more about just listening to what was coming up in the reading. I would say for yourself, just maybe see how all of this relates. Does it relate? How does it relate? How can you change some things in your life? You may want to listen to this a second time, or you may have already made some notes on this one. But yes, this was quite a year, and this year is now almost over. We are almost there. So I guess I'll see you in the new year after this one. Here's my calendar. I don't even know what day we are. I know, day after Christmas. Where are we? Let me just quickly see. Oh, yep. Next session is going to be on the 2nd of January. So that's going to be the new year. Interesting how we have today's session the day after Christmas and the next one is the day after New Year. Interesting. Anyway, I am sending you lots of love and light, and take care and be blessed, and look out for that little light at the end of the tunnel and over the dark cloud and wherever it may be. So sending you lots of love and light. Take care. Bye-bye.